But first, Tony Blair.
Thank you, Gordon. On Sunday, I said we would be spending 3 days putting forward a positive vision of education in this country. And yesterday, I set out 21 steps to the 21st century education system. That included cutting class sizes to 30 or under for all 5-, 6- and 7-year-olds, paid for by phasing out the assisted places scheme. New targets for under 11s to master the 3 Rs and new ways of achieving them. Mandatory qualifications for head teachers, improved teacher training. The modernisation of comprehensive schools to take account of pupil ability. And lifelong learning through individual learning accounts and the University for Industry. We are continuing to campaign on education today because nothing matters more to parents in Britain or to the future prosperity of the country. And we will be making 2 new announcements today. David Blunkett will shortly lay out our plans for education action zones, a practical example of how we intend to put our principles into action. In areas of concentrated educational underachievement, we will cut red tape to get practical help to where it's most needed, in the classroom. And this afternoon, we are going to reveal new aspects of and endorsements for our science policy, including leading scientists promising to return to Britain if a Labour government comes to power. Under the Conservatives, a brain drain. Under New Labour, the brain's coming home. The dividing lines are clear on education in this campaign. Positive versus negative, future versus past, many versus few. We say cut class sizes to 30 or under for 500,000 children aged 5, 6 and 7. The Conservatives would subsidise 37,000 children to escape from state education altogether. We would modernise the comprehensive system to take account of the different abilities of children. They say turn the clock back into the old days of dividing children into sheep and goats through the 11 plus, turn 4 out of 5 schools into secondary moderns, and in the process recreate the chaos and misery of the 11-year-old failures. We say there should be mandatory qualifications for head teachers, homeschool contracts for every pupil. They say leave them on a voluntary basis. And we put 4 straightforward questions to the Conservatives yesterday about education policy. How many 5-, 6 and 7-year-olds will be in classes over 30 if the Conservatives are re-elected? What are the Conservative targets for literacy and numeracy over the next 5 years? Because we've made ours clear. Do the Conservatives believe that all primary school pupils from the age of 7 should have regular homework? And why, after 18 years of Conservative government, are many teachers still not being taught properly how to use the most effective teaching methods? There wasn't any answer yesterday, and if you read yesterday's speeches, you see the difference between their way and our way. Mr. Major looking back, ourselves looking forward. Them defending the privileges of the few, we advancing the interests of the many. And if the Conservatives want this election to be about whether or not we return to the 11 plus, then I'm delighted to engage in that debate, as we are the party of all the nation, and they clearly want to be the party of the selective few. The slogan of grammar school in every town is being rapidly exposed simply as that, a slogan. It is now clear that if they were to impose that in every town, it would mean a return to secondary moderns in every town, and the money in order to establish those grammar schools would come from existing schools. Now, if that is the case, it raises the most serious issues about the fate of those schools that are not going to be made grammar schools under Conservative plans. They have to explain which schools in every town are going to lose teachers and books, which classes are set to grow even bigger. Nothing is more important to our future as a country than the improvement of our education system. Education, 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 we said, would be the top 3 priorities of a Labour government. Every parent in Britain knows the present government have failed. They promised higher standards. They've taken us to 42nd in the World Education League. They've broken their trust, and they should stand aside for people who have positive ideas to turn around the education system in this country and give our children the opportunities they need.